This is the Sattler Files.
DevRite Homes, when you're looking for attention to detail and a uniquely designed home to suit all your needs. At DevRite Homes, we only build a limited number of homes per year, so we can truly focus on what you want out of a prestige home builder. We've continually won awards for excellence, with a record number of wins last year and the proud winner of the Australian Townhouse Villa of the Year. While we love building homes to suit each client, we pride ourselves on designing homes that take into account the special safety needs of some of our clients. If you have a dream, we can make it come true. Talk to Jay Mangano and find out more about DevRite Homes at www.devrite.com.au.
This is the Sattler Files.
Welcome back to the Sattler Files, and it is now time for Bricks and Mortar. This is a segment where we investigate and get some tips and help and guidance from Jay Mangano from DevRite Homes, an expert in her field, aren't you, Jay?
Oh, if you say so.
Well, I am saying so. You build some beautiful homes. You've got a new contract coming up with a beautiful home.
Yeah.
Let's talk today a little bit more about specific things, and I want to talk about tradesmen in particular, because you get the good, the bad and the ugly when it comes to tradesmen.
Yes, you do. I don't listen to anyone that self-promotes. Self-promotion is not really of interest to me.
You want to see examples of their work?
I want to see what they can do.
So
So don't tell me what you can do, show me what you can
So
do.
you would make them take you to a site where they've done the work, and you want to see their cabinet, their cabinetry experience, their plumbing, their tiling, all the things that go into building a new home.
Every tradesman out there is the best there is to be.
If you ask him.
Yeah, and that's if that's the case, I don't know how there's so many bad jobs out there. So yeah,
and it's like tiling. You can, the minute you walk into a bathroom or an area that's been tiled, and if it hasn't been done properly, it literally screams at you, and it's annoying.
Oh, it is, and once it's down, you can't fix it.
No, it's been done.
It's messed up. It's messed up.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's all about. It's not just the job. It's not laying the tiles or laying the floorboards. It's the finish. It's got to be finished properly.
It has to be finished properly. And if it's not, people will pick it up.
Yeah.
And the whole bit goes on to how good your house looks. So there's not, if people walk in and everything's done perfectly, people walk in and say it's a nice house.
Yeah.
If it's not, they walk in and they go, and they don't actually know what it is that's
It's
not
wrong,
right.
but
It's
they can just pick up
they
a
just feel
feeling.
it. Yeah.
They can.
Yes.
And some houses are just, I went to visit a friend's house. They've moved recently, and from the moment you drive up, it is spot on. You can just see it. The grounds, the landscaping, the orientation of the house to the block and all the little trimmings, it looked great. And it was good. And then as you walked in, it continued. It just got better. The further into the house you got, the better it got.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want. You want it to be inviting. Then you want it to just keep showing.
The streetscape is very important, and as we've discussed many, many times before, you have council issues when it comes to the streetscape. They're very strict about what you can and can't build in a particular area, and every council's different. Everyone's got different rules for their area.
Yes.
So you get into the house, you walk through, you've got the entry. It should make a statement, shouldn't it?
It should. And you want everything within that to make a statement in its own little right, I had a client a friend ring me yesterday, and she's doing an extension with a company, and she put in some walk-in robes, and she said they're atrocious.
How can you mess up a walk-in robe?
Well, because you have to give them instructions. You have to
you
tell
want so
them.
much long hanging space, so much short hanging space for jackets or shirts and things like that. You want somewhere for your dresses, everything.
But it was the workmanship more than how it was laid out. It was the workmanship. It was the chipped board and all sorts of things. She said she made them come back and fix it. They come in with a can of spray paint and just spray painted it and put spray paint all over the wall.
What was that meant to achieve?
So she's paying him now $400 to take them out and throw them away. And she's going to start again.
Oh,
and you
goodness.
think,
Aren't there people who actually do that as a job? Not as a job, but I mean, aren't there companies that actually specialise in doing, custom-built walk-in wardrobes?
That's who she went to.
Oh, that's who she went to.
That's who she went to.
It's probably the one that's advertised all over the place.
Probably.
Yeah.
But you think that you go to someone that just does one job, they are going to do that job properly.
Well,
but
you'd think they'd be specialists then if they only
have
do
to-
that.
You have to give very strict instructions. You have to show them photos of exactly what you want it to look like. You have to be very specific and stand over them and make sure they do it. As soon as you smell something's not quite right, you tell them.
Well, that must be an incredible bugger or pardon me, inconvenience for that friend of yours, because she has got nowhere to hang her clothes at this point. So they're all sort of like hanging around, lying on a bed, I would imagine, because she can't put anything away.
Yeah, no, well, she's not going to use her ensuite until it's all finished, so she can't even use the ensuite because she's got a bowed bit of glass. I said, you can't bow glass. She said, yep, my glass has got a bow in it.
Oh.
And you go, no, I can't have.
How did that happen?
Who knows? There
was a defect in the glass, or the way it was installed?
Yes, it'll be the way that's installed. So I said, you can't bow glass. She said, yes.
It's possible.
It's
happened.
So
it goes back again to what you were saying about tradesmen, that tradesmen really need to know what they're doing and they need to be able to do their job properly.
They need to, yes, but they don't, and you have to give them very clear instructions of what you want and how they're going to do it. The advantage we have, we work with the same trades all the time,
well,
so
your
they
trade
know
is,
exactly
they know what
we
your
want.
standard is. Yes,
Yeah, and they know that they'll have to fix it if they don't. So, so that's the added advantage. But we went to a house that we're doing, and the client's doing their own air conditioning. And
what do you mean they're doing their own air conditioning?
So they're putting their air conditioning after we're finished. They're putting their air conditioning in, and they've put the air conditioning unit in back to front. And you think,
how can you put it in back to front? How does that work? It doesn't work, obviously.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how a company that's all they did.
That specialises in air conditioning installation.
How could they put it in back to front?
I have
they've
no
got
idea.
The bit that's supposed to be sucking air is up against a limestone wall. And you think,
I shouldn't laugh. No, that's
just
ridiculous. It doesn't even.
I think
beggars belief.
I think what happened is the person that went there to dig the wires and the pipes in brought them up at the front instead of back at the wall. So when they come to put the unit in, the pipes are here, so we'll just put the unit in here.
Right.
It was just far easier to get the guy
Well,
back
there was
to put the pipes where they're
no
supposed
one
to be.
standing over them to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
That's where you need Ron out there, you see.
Oh,
but he can't be in 10 places at once.
Well, yeah, and if we're not involved, we can't tell people what to do. So if we're not involved,
it's not your build. You can't.
Yeah,
interfere.
Because if we told someone what to do, then they'd say, "Well, you got to pay me." Then I think that's
True.
Yeah. So, a lot of times you just got to, wait until it happens and say, "Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't accept that if I was you."
No, and here we go again. Let's take it out and start again.
Yeah,
expensive, costly, time-consuming,
and stressful,
and inconvenient for the client.
Very stressful, and you think, you just don't know why it was done. You think, did they think they were going to get away with it, or what happened? I don't know. So if you want a job done at your house, you need to research it, find out what you need to know, take pictures of what you want to
have a look
like.
at pictures, check out what other people have done,
get references from people you know,
and use people who are referred by word of mouth.
Yeah.
Don't believe advertising.
No, advertising is the last, and don't believe self-promoters. There's a lot of shameless self-promoters out there that you don't want self-promoters.
Yeah, I mean, if they could do the job half as well as they say they can, it'd be good.
It would be good, but so most of the time not though,
So wise words from Jay Mangano from Devrite Homes. It's research, ask questions, stand over them, check the work, check the progression, You just can't trust people to do the right thing by you unless you're standing over the top of them.
Unless you have it written down exactly what you want them to do.
Or you've shown them a picture of exactly what you want.
Yes, that's it.
Is this where people should – do you advise people to look at, like House and Garden magazines and look at Architectural Digest and all those sorts of, publications?
You can, but you have to be very careful even looking at photos because a lot of those are photoshopped.
Yeah.
So they Photoshop out
or
the
plumbing.
lighting.
Or, yes.
Yeah, they should, you see so many pictures of basins hanging on the wall
with
nothing underneath it.
Nothing
and you think
that's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, the water's coming through that tap, going through that hole.
Yeah.
There has to be plumbing there. And you say to people, well, they
usually
photoshopped out the plumbing.
Or they can hide it behind the wall, but that would be so costly. That would be so incredibly expensive.
Yeah, well, that most of them are not hooked up. So they're just showroom pieces.
Right.
And we had someone that wanted a window in the shower. And you go, this is a showroom. It's not a real shower. It's not going to work in real life because you've got a window in a shower. And it was like at ground level. You think it's just not.
But no, the maintenance of that, keeping that glass looking clean in a shower would be torturous.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't want to do that.
But it looked good in the picture.
Well, they always look good in the pictures, don't they?
So, yes, look at magazines, but, be
realistic.
Yeah, and if, you think about what's happening, if it's been photoshopped and if it's a real shower and not a showroom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, there's so many pitfalls. There are so many issues that you've got to be on guard the whole time, don't you?
You do. Or
so
you go to a reputable builder.
You go to a reputable builder. You go to Dev-Right Homes. Tell me, what tradies have you had the most trouble with? I mean, who are the ones to watch? Is it the plumbers? Is it the carpenters? Is it the tilers? I mean, how hard, who are the most difficult to deal with?
The ones that would cause you the most trouble, if they mess up, tilers, because
it's visible. It's visible. It's not like an electrician when there's,
It annoys you every day when you see it, they've messed up. Plasterers, if a plasterer messes up the plaster work on your house, it's very hard to fix it up.
Yeah.
So, and you see it. And you just drive past and you go, oh, gosh, look at that. Yeah, probably the tilers and the plasterers.
So tiling and plastering are really, it's vital to get it right. Don't cut corners. Don't try and do it on the cheap because, as we all know, you get what you pay for.
Yes. Well, with the tiling comes the waterproofing too, and there is so many issues with people not waterproofing properly.
Which you don't notice initially when you first move into your house, but come a little way down the track, the room that's backing onto that bathroom is going to have issues.
Yeah, that's it. But they water it down and all sorts of things. They can do 8 showers out of one bucket instead of.
Oh, no.
So use blue dye so that it looks like it's done.
You're kidding. Have you seen that done?
Our Tyler that used to work for us told us about it, how they were talking about how they used to do it.
Oh, my
goodness. When he was at the shop one day. And,
God, that'd set your heart aflame. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, if they're supplying a bucket of waterproofing and they should be supplying 3, well, they've won.
Yeah.
So they've just made an extra
few $100
on the job. So builders are trying to cut them down, something has to give. So it's usually the quality.
Yeah. And we can't have that, and we wouldn't have that in one of your houses.
No, we wouldn't have that.
You wouldn't employ those people anyway.
No. Well, we wouldn't try and cut them down either.
No.
So you've got to be reasonable in everything you do and everyone you deal with so that, everyone's got to put food on the table. So as long as you pay everyone
a fair and proper rate.
Yep. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jay Mangano from Dev-Right Homes of Distinction. It's been fabulous talking to you yet again, and I look forward to catching up with you next time.
Not a problem. Thanks, Despine.
You've been listening to Bricks and Mortar with Jay Mangano from Dev-Right Homes of Distinction.
This is the Sattler.
DevRite Homes, when you're looking for attention to detail and a uniquely designed home to suit all your needs. At DevRite Homes, we only build a limited number of homes per year, so we can truly focus on what you want out of a prestige home builder. We've continually won awards for excellence, with a record number of wins last year and the proud winner of the Australian Townhouse Villa of the Year. While we love building homes to suit each client, we pride ourselves on designing homes that take into account the special safety needs of some of our clients. If you have a dream, we can make it come true. Talk to Jay Mangano and find out more about DevRite Homes at www.devrite.com.au.
This is the Sattler 5.